What's happening, everybody? It's your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington here. And I decided to do something a little bit different. Like, we know that I normally do reviews for TV shows and films, but I wanted to do a sort of inquiry, if you will. And it's called, What is Going On With Gotham? Now, if you don't know, Gotham is the DC show on Fox that doesn't take place clearly in any other universe based around DC films, whether it be the Arrowverse, the DCEU. This is its own entity, not even the DC animated universe. Gotham, which was initially supposed to be just the story of Jim Gordon, played by Ben McKenzie. And yeah, you were going to introduce Bruce Wayne, you were going to use that to introduce Jim, but you weren't going to focus on Bruce, right? But as the seasons progressed, the focus became more about Bruce Wayne as opposed to Jim Gordon, because no one cared about him running the Gotham City PD. So you got that. You got characters like the young Riddler, a young Penguin, a young Catwoman. You even got the introduction of characters made specifically for this show, Fish Mooney by Jada Pinkett Smith. Now, anyone listens to the Trusty Sidekick podcast, you know myself and Bobby Hill, we go back and forth with disagreements about this, where Bobby is like, you have to accept it for the wildness for what it is. Me, I'm like, I need to have some understanding of what I'm watching, where it's going. Now, we're currently in the 4th season, if I'm not mistaken, and the storylines get more and more twisted. We go back to characters, we bring up new characters, we bring in new storylines, old storylines, things keep happening. Like right now, the whole thing with Ra's al Ghul, which, by the way, let me put this out here for anybody. How the hell do you exactly pronounce it? Is it Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul? Because I need to know. I hear it different ways. I even watched an episode of Arrow, and they said both in the same episode. And I was like, yo, y'all gonna have to get y'all life together if you want me to figure this out, because I don't know how to pronounce it. But nonetheless, you have the angle with Ra's al Ghul, who was killed by Bruce, now brought back to life by Bruce, who tried to take his power, the demon's head, away from Barbara Keene, who is the head of the League of Shadows, it's so damn confusing. It is. Then the previous episode, you had Jerome turn his twin brother Jeremiah into the Joker, when for the longest it was just like, y'all could have made dude the Joker, but then it would have made sense. It wouldn't have made sense because the Joker would have known who Bruce is, and that's one of the things he doesn't find out till later on in the comics. I don't know what's going on. You've had 3 different poison ivies. You had the little girl start out as Ivy Pepper. Then you had the older dude that touched her. Then you had her with the chemicals. Now she's this grown woman, but she's still basically a teenager in age-wise. Just body has changed. Catwoman is, well, Selena Kyle is just Selena Kyle. The Riddler and the Penguin are kind of my issues, because this Bruce that we have in Gotham is about 16, 17, and I'll get to him in a second. But when he becomes Batman, he has to leave for like 7 years, and that means the Penguin and Riddler, once he starts fighting them, will be damn near AARP age. Like, this will be senior citizens. I just don't understand it. The Penguin has to gain weight. He has the walk. Now, don't get me wrong. Corey Michael Smith and Robin Lloyd Taylor play amazing roles, but it's just certain things that you're going to have to see that I don't know if Gotham expects to happen. Like this season, every season of this show goes where we don't know if we'll have a next season, so we'll just go off the rails and do all this crazy stuff. But then they get renewed, and so you're like, where are they going to go? And it's really befuddling. Now, let me go back to Bruce. David Mazouz has played great for this character. But now Alfred has bought him a Batmobile of sorts. It's a bulletproof matte black car, but here's the problem. It's a plain Mustang. It's a plain Mustang. It's supposed to be his first Batmobile without him being Batman, right? And in the recent episode, he's driving it when he has Selena, so like he's stunting like a kid would do. You know what I'm saying? You got your girl on the passenger side, you ride. And then she was like, can't she make this thing go quiet? Then he turns the exhaust into silent mode, and then he just jumps out the car to meet up with Tabitha, but he don't ever turn the lights off. Explain this. Please, explain this. It just doesn't happen. Also, one of the biggest issues I had was because something Arrow started to do, and they never gave you the payoff. In season 2, they introduced Cyrus Gold, and after the incident where the machine and the Mirakuru and everything poured on him, you knew potentially you were going to get Solomon Grundy. Well, Gotham paid that off. They told you Butch Gazelle was really named Cyrus Gold. Cyrus Gold he died and was taken to Indian Hill, then dumped in the sewage and came back as Solomon Grundy. And that was dope. Then all of a sudden you had the incident where Tabitha hits him in the head. He remembers he's Butch and now he's in love. And I'm like, please don't do this. And y'all did. What is going on with this show? I don't know what direction I should be expecting it to go to, or should I just expect it to be anything at all? Should I just let it be what it's going to be? I can't attribute the way I feel to DC's Legends of Tomorrow. DC's Legends of Tomorrow takes a bunch of ragtag heroes, places them together in a show for a bunch of, as you say, wild and zany adventures. But it's a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter because there is no real canon. There is no Legends of Tomorrow in the comic book series. So whatever they do, it's fun, it's unique. You don't know what to fully expect, except them possibly trolling Marvel every chance they get. But you don't know. Gotham, you're expecting this to be a story leading up to the arrival of Batman, because even in the previous episode of Gotham, the Al Ghul dude says, yo, I'm going to make the city's going to be on fire and I'm going to turn you into a Dark Knight of Gotham. So of course we know what that means, the Dark Knight Batman. And also Ra's is who trains Bruce to become the fighter that he is. So I don't know what to think, and I wanted to put this out there for the universe, for you all to add, to help me out and help figure this out. Maybe we can help each other. So this is what I want you to do. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, click on that notification bell. Make sure you know whenever I'm dropping a new video. Also, be sure to find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington, MrJaywashington. Make sure you like, subscribe, rate the Trusty Sidekick podcast on iTunes. Myself and Bobby Hill, we give you everything in the Marvel and DC live action and cinematic universes. We try to keep you caught up with all the latest news. If it's big enough to talk about, we're big enough to tell you. Also, stay tuned to everything I'm doing here. So I appreciate you all, but let me know, is Gotham headed in a certain direction, or should I just let the show be whatever it's going to be? Let me know. Take care. I'll holler at you all later. Peace.